All right, welcome to the Robert and Frank Show. If you guys are watching live, thank you. If you're not, well, I'm sorry. It's better live. I am Robert, and over here we have.
I too
Oh,
am
that is
Robert.
just sad. It's just pathetic. I'm sorry. No.
I too am Robert.
Ugh.
So I'm
You
Robert from
changed
the
everything.
Robert and
Anyway.
Frank Show, and I will be the
Anyway,
host.
you have the wrong lower thirds for that, my friend. Anyway, so. Don't forget to message Vince. So we are. This is technically listed as our 2 cent show, but it's either going to be 2 cents or it's going to be a full show. We actually don't know yet. It depends on how everything works out with Vince, who I was talking about a second ago. If you're watching Vince, feel free to connect.
Ooh, it's gonna be our first caller. How exciting!
And he's not even a caller technically, but yeah.
What's on a cell phone? Is it not?
Bam! Yes and no, but a caller technically would be we'd be talking with him over a cellular network, not a Wi-Fi connection. And
Do not destroy my excitement, Robert. You are a very evil man.
I'm just being honest. That's all I am doing. So screw you. Anyway, so where's my document here? All right, we're gonna leave it, and we're gonna try to see if we can get him to come on. And I'm gonna keep the camera on me until you take that damn thing down. But I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about the first thing I have.
My name is Robert. Fuck you.
Anyway,
Sorry about that.
Yeah, please just stop. All right. So the first thing I was going to talk about is California. Now, California, where did this one go? California is actually giving away more rights to it. They're selling more rights to their water supplies than we actually technically have available, which is like beyond. Like, I want to like strangle someone because we're having it's like crazy drought.
So what are they giving the water away for?
You know, actually, one
agriculture and stuff.
Well, no. The thing is that they're restricting agricultural use of water.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it more and more and more. And if you ever drive up the 5 freeway going up north, everything it says it's now called the Dust Bowl because they just can't use the water accordingly anymore.
1930s all over again.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But so I'm looking at the story. It says Grantham and Viers verified the water rights allocations exceed the state's actual surface water supply by about 300 million acre feet, enough to fill Lake Tahoe 2.5 times. So that's a ton of water, literally, a lot. We are. You know what's funny is that.
None of it.
God, well, no. I say that in. Anyway,
I know.
Who is it? I think is it Arrowhead. Arrowhead basically takes
water or the band.
Arrowhead, the band. I don't know. Water company.
Oh, I think it's Aerosmith. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay.
Sorry.
Where does Arrowhead get their water? They pull it out of the San Bernardino Mountains. Now, Arrowhead basically, we are in an insane drought, and Arrowhead pulls the water from our mountains and then sells it, rebottles it, sells it at an insane markup. And they're selling water that we need, which is complete BS. See.
Dude, this is horrifying. So please tell me, we're not going to actually run out of water, right?
Well, I mean, eventually, you know, we will not have enough drinking water if this keeps up.
Why are you doing this?
Okay, water sources. Deer Canyon Springs, San Bernardino, California. Arrowhead Springs, San Bernardino, California. Long Point Ranch, and running spring. Everything, every this company gets all of their water from California, Riverside County, Inyo County, Palomar. I mean, these are just, yeah, they're just bottling and bottling and bottling and bottling, and we're losing all that water. They're making a lot of money, hand over fist. I mean, because how much does it really cost to ship you a bottle of water? It's a lot in terms of getting it to you, but once it's to you, it probably costs the company 20 cents per bottle. And how much do you pay for the bottle? If you buy an actual bottle by itself, it costs you $1 or $2, depending on what it is or how much it is. And it'll probably raise by a penny if it goes from the 20 ounce to the liter.
Jeez, man, that is terrifying.
Yeah, so it's kind of frustrating.
So I guess we should all just stop, watering our lawns and other
You know what's
things.
funny is that there's actually an ordinance that says you cannot water your lawns on this day and this day and this day.
No way,
And
really? In California?
yeah, no,
In LA? In my area?
yes, like
Please don't.
yes, no, I'm telling you. The only reason that you don't actually know about it is because they don't have enough police going around
Oh, I see.
to crap. Keep talking. I'll be right back. My kid just woke up.
Yeah, no problem. Dang, this is pretty self-incriminating, but I had no idea that that was even that those types of things have been put into place. That kind of sucks. But now that I'm aware, I'm gonna go ahead and stop making that foolish mistake. Anyways, instead of this doom and gloom, I think we need to focus on something that's a little bit more, that'll make us feel a little more thankful. So I'm gonna show you guys this video. Now, this is gonna be mind-blowing. Oh, it doesn't look like it's connecting there. No, no. Such terrible luck. Damn you.
All right, I'm back.
Is this video connecting for you, Robert? This is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there
But
you go.
it's
No, it
just
works.
terrible.
We're going to go ahead and put this in the description below. This is an amazing video.
Oh yeah, it is.
So I don't know, man. The odds of this are so slim. This guy gets in a crazy rear end accident, does an amazing front flip, and lands safely.
Oh, look who joined.
That is great. Uh-oh. Is this who I think it is?
It is. He is here. So I guess we'll just make this into a 2 cent show. We can't see him at all. If you guys are watching, you guys don't know what we're talking about, but Vince has joined the call, and all I see is a whole lot of nothing. Looks like a finger right in front of the lens.
That too is what I see. So what were you saying, Robert, about the water, where we left off
Anyway,
before I
yeah,
showed
I was
everybody this
saying,
amazing show? This
no,
amazing video clip, I'm sorry.
really, Vince? No. I don't know if we should put him on for that.
Hey, everybody's wearing masks. What the hell? What is this?
Well, he's muted anyway, so you got to take himself off mute.
They're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the technicians are scrambling to find the error.
Christ, of all nights, my kid doesn't. He's normally never like this, and then all of a sudden tonight he's just crying like a maniac.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no. He laid back down. All right, man.
Oh. What the hell's going on with our show today? This is nonsense.
Right.
Where is this guy calling
Anyway,
us from?
I don't know.
Who are you? You must have hacked into our system.
Well, again, there he is. Now he's not muted anymore. Okay. I'm gonna focus on us for a second because it looks like he's trying to not show his bunk beds in the background there.
Oh, I see.
Trying to situate myself.
Oh
Uh,
man.
just yeah, I don't
That's
even know what to say about that.
the women love the bunk bed.
That's terrible. So where did you leave off, Robert, about the water? California? Lending too much out?
Um,
Not enough? We're doing bad.
oh yeah, I was telling you, there's an ordinance in California that you can only water your lawn on certain days, and you can only water it for like 5 minutes a day, or twice a day, or something like that, and you
Oh
can only do
wow.
it between like the early morning hours and the late night hours. And the reason
Alright.
for it is because they don't want you to use too much water.
Right.
Now, the ordinance is in place, right? But the jarring thing about it is that that same ordinance, like these people in, I think, was it Pasadena or Glendale? I don't remember where it was, but it was in that area that they went out and they didn't water their lawn as much, and they got fined because their grass was brown. It wasn't like
Oh right, yeah.
green, and it was like, well, why are you? It's like you're not watering your grass enough. Well, it's like, well, we're in a drought.
hmm
And it was a whole thing of like, hey, well, we're finding you because your grass does not look the way it's supposed to look. It's like,
Dude, that sucks. You have no
yeah,
choice, right? You either have to waste water and then you get fined, or you can go ahead and do the right thing and get fined anyway. That
right,
sucks.
balls. All right, so
But I'm
since
sure they were
Vince
able
is
to
here,
successfully fight that in court, you don't think?
yeah, I don't
I
remember
hope
what
so.
happened. I think so. I don't remember exactly what happened with that going forward, but yeah. Um, since Vince is here, well, actually,
Well,
you
hello
were
there.
showing, yeah, you were showing that video. Hold on, let me show it. I think I have a better one.
Are you talking about the motorcycle accident?
Yeah.
Mm. Yes. Amazing video. What are the odds of surviving something like that? Could have ended up so much worse.
I can't see it.
Right.
Oh, there we
You'll
go.
see it. Pipe
Yeah,
down.
I see it.
And wait for it, and bam! He somehow
Clean.
manages.
He landed that.
He landed. He crashed into the back of the car, lands it, and he just jumps off the top of the car. What the? Yeah.
Looks like
So,
absolutely no injuries might have occurred. Hopefully.
yeah, no, he
What a
literally
beautiful
jumps
way.
off
And
the.
this took place in Russia, if I'm not mistaken, right? Where all the amazing things
Yes.
happen.
That's
All the
because you
crazy
have so
dash
many
cam
dash
footage.
cams.
Yeah, all
Yes,
kinds of
sir.
dash cams out there. Now, why the hell can I not close this damn window?
The neighbors were watching him stream from across the street.
Who?
Right.
Oh, look, Robert is at it again.
What? Robert lived in like the Middle East.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, we're gonna go ahead and just talk about what we came here to originally talk about, which was to start off the kosher tax. Um,
That was supposed to be a Mexican accent. I'm sorry.
what?
Go on.
Anyway,
So yeah,
so the
so I'm
kosher
gonna
tax
yeah.
is I'm just gonna kind of just talk about it real quick. Then you can go into what you're gonna say. The kosher tax is basically, I guess, where there's a Jewish tax on foods and everything. And the reason I'm gonna keep talking for a second is because I'm gonna bring this up. Where's my? Here we. Oh crap! All right. This right here, that little symbol, which I'm gonna focus in a second. That little U right there. Then this one right here is KSA, that one, and then on salt, of course, salt. That's the entire point of koshering, right? You can't see there's a U right there also. That's what we're going to talk about right now. So, Vince, since you have a lot to say about it, go ahead.
Well, you know what's even crazier though is that they got that U
Wait a
that
minute. Why are
goes.
you wearing a mask?
Did you just notice this?
Why the hell are you hiding your face, sir?
That's
Yeah.
that's part of my persona. I'm the
Oh,
masked conspiracist.
I see.
Anyway, go on.
So
And
anyway, before I
let's
was
play this one.
rudely interrupted by Frank, um, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
All right. Well, the crazy thing about it, dude, is that this kosher tax isn't just strictly for food. It's also on like home appliances as well, like soap, dish soap,
Hmm.
sandwich bags. Whoa, it's kind of that threw me
Sorry,
off a bit.
forget Frank. He's being an idiot right now.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what kind of is weird is that they got this kosher tax on things that you wouldn't expect for a kosher tax to be on, like sandwich bags. Why do you need to know if sandwich bags are kosher? It doesn't make sense.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous. So okay, so everybody's paying these taxes, right? Everybody in the U.S.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
sorry. I'm keeping the camera on you because Frank's just being a total asshole. So it sucks because I mean you're talking about foods. We were talking about this earlier, Vince. I mean, what's the percentage of people that are actually Jewish that would
Well, two
even
percent of
benefit
the
from this?
American population is Jewish, but of that 2%, only about maybe a fraction of that percent only abide by their like are Orthodox Jews, which means they go by the kosher and they're old school pretty much. Most Jews really don't really care about kosher this, kosher that. Um, so that's like I'll say about 0.5% of the population that is kind of dictating the taxes on our foods and stuff. So that's kind of messed up, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I mean, it is. I mean, because I mean, a lot of this food, there used to be specialty items for this, and I think if we're being taxed just to put a label, a logo on these foods, because well, you know what, you're paying for this to be kosher, that sucks. Because it's like, well, I don't I don't need it to be kosher. I mean, you're taxing me if it's something that is just there and it's just these companies are saying, "Hey, this is kosher." I'm gonna smack you, Frank. I swear.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Get it out of your system. Get out of your system.
Oh
Are you
man.
done?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Anyway,
ridiculous. So there's okay. I'm sorry. Go.
oh my god, Frank, I should just end this damn broadcast right now and just be done with it.
Oh my bad.
You still got it up, man.
Hey, wait, how did you make that poster? I mean, that mask.
Oh, the knucklehead just printed it out, cut it out, and just, he
He took over my
screenshotted it.
stream.
Yeah, because you were not the primary person on the stream, so that's why I'm just being
Oh, okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Go
So
on.
anyway, so the kosher tax. I mean, if we're paying for this to be kosher, that sucks. It really does, because I mean, there are if these companies are going out of the way and making it kosher on their own behalf because they're trying to accommodate people that are trying to eat along with their religion, great. Okay, I can understand that. But if we're paying for this to be kosher and to be like, hey, well, my salt that I'm eating on my table today is kosher to the point that it's been blessed or whatever. I forget the ritual of how they consider stuff kosher. I don't agree with being taxed over something that we really don't need to be taxed on.
Yeah,
So
it's complete BS.
yeah, and yeah, I mean that's just something that it sucks, you know.
I mean, think of it this way. Say like if say the Mormons wanted a tax on our foods and stuff, and they wanted a certified Mormon to come in and bless the food. I mean, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't really be willing to
Nobody
do
would
that.
like that, of course. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. So then why do we let the Orthodox Jews kind of get away with this?
Hmm.
Well, that's the entire point, and I mean it's an extremist, it's an extreme like view to take of like, hey, well, because you are selling something that's kosher, you have to pay, and then you have to then take it out and charge these people a tax additionally. It's just a whole ball rolled into one that really is just ridiculous. I mean,
It kind
and
of
this
feels
is
almost like it's basically just like a marketing thing, you know? It just looks
yeah.
good to have the U on there. It looks good to have the other abbreviation on there. So
Well, I mean,
in
if it looks
case
so, if it looks,
those,
if that was the case, then they wouldn't they have the U be bigger? I mean, you could barely see it. I mean, unless you're looking for it,
well,
you could.
maybe specific, maybe because they are actually directed to such a small audience, right? Like you said, 2%, 0.2%, fairly small amount. Maybe that's why. I don't know. It's really interesting. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know why we continue to allow this sort of tax to continue. But I mean, they're trying to tax the internet, trying to tax pretty much everything nowadays. It's getting out of control.
Yeah. And just to our
Well,
viewers out there, we're not anti-Semitic. We don't have anything against the Jews. We're just kind of pissed off on this kind of
Well, this has really nothing to do with Jewish people in a way. It has mainly to do with unnecessary taxes. Well, it's everything to do with their unnecessary taxes.
No, yeah, I know exactly. But you know, some people will twist it around and be like, "Oh, you guys are anti-Semitic."
Yeah, true.
So just kind of just clearing that.
well, I mean, the problem with saying that specifically, saying I'm not being anti-Semitic, is that it sounds like you are, even though you're not. You know, I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
all we're doing is voicing our concerns and our views. And I mean, because I don't want to pay if it really is that there's a tax, I'm paying a tax because I'm getting something that's kosher. I don't want to pay a tax for something that's kosher because I don't care if it's kosher or not.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
if you make something that's kosher, great, label it. Don't tax me on it. If you make a product that you feel is kosher and you're going to label it as kosher, if you're going to label it on your own and not charge me any extra for it, feel free to do what you want. But if you're taxing me for it in the back end, you know, you're adding those costs into it to make sure that it's kosher, then it's like, well, why? You know, I just to put the extra U on there or that extra symbol. This one itself, this one is it's a KS. You can't see it. I'm not even gonna bother with that. That was actually
Mm.
KSA. It's not even a U. There's different labels to signify kosher, and it's just out there.
It makes me uncomfortable, dude. Now we have a rabbi coming around teabagging all our stuff. I just don't like it.
Hey, and while we're on the topic of kind of rabbis, did you guys know that? And this is actually true. This isn't like a conspiracy or anything, but when a Jewish person, well, an Orthodox Jewish family, their child gets circumcised, the rabbi does the circumcision with his teeth. He rips off the foreskin with his teeth.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Where'd you hear this?
My dad told it to me a few years ago. I didn't believe him, but I looked it up and it's true, dude. It's
No
tradition.
way.
Oh, it's
What?
tradition. Look it up, dude. Look it up. I thought he was just bullshitting, but it's 100% true. I mean, not all of them do it, but I mean, there's some that do it, and
Wow.
it's legal.
Yeah, that's just too much for
Monsters.
me. No, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so the other point I think we were going to kind of move on to was from crazy views on taxes to craziness in politics and all this BS and ISIS, and the beheading of the journalists recently.
Yeah. It's funny you mention ISIS because I kind of look like one right now with this ski mask on.
You,
my brown
no,
suit.
you just look like someone with a ski
Possibly.
mask on in general. You don't look like an ISIS. What does an ISIS person look like?
Exactly. Good point.
So anyway, I think what we're going to talk about.
I'll
is
show you what one looks
beheading-
like.
Wait, what?
Looks like this.
I sure I'm gonna end up kicking you, dude. Just you and your BS over there. Anyway, so to get back on the topic.
Roberto.
Hold on.
Robert.
There we go. God, so much peace and quiet. We can see him, but we can't hear him. Yes, cry. We don't want you anymore. Anyway, so actually, I think I can fix that. Can I? Oh yeah.
Roberto.
Stay muted. So we were going to talk about. Well, Vince, you were a lot. You had a lot to say about this earlier. When we were talking. So ISIS and what they're representing and how extreme they are. What were you?
Yeah.
If you want to expand on that.
Yeah. Well, ISIS. For those who don't know, they call them a splinter cell. Not a splinter cell, kind of a splinter organization of Al Qaeda. They were linked with Al Qaeda, and they just kind of parted ways with them because their views were too extreme for Al Qaeda, even for Al Qaeda, which we see as extremely radical.
So,
But
did
yeah,
anybody, by any chance, did you guys hear the video of one of the ISIS members who decapitated somebody and gave that head to their child, and they took a photo
oh
with him?
yeah, I heard about that. He's
That
Australian. He's
is
Australian.
mind-blowingly horrifying, man. Like, there's no
Yeah.
words to describe that type of horror.
Yeah, and what sucks about this is that this doesn't even get to be viral news and all kinds of headlines unless it's an American that dies. And I mean, it sucks. And in reality, us as a country, we don't react when it's a soldier. If it's a soldier in Iraq, we don't react because that's what they're there for. They're there to supposedly protect us, and if something goes wrong, well, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if it's a journalist, someone that's completely innocent, and I mean, I'm not saying innocent in terms of, in quotes, saying that they did anything wrong. It's just it has to be someone innocent, and then the news media goes crazy. They flock over this because someone died and it's a beheading, and you see it all over the news, and it's like, what? Why is this? Why does it take someone to die in this fashion to make news? I mean, in some ways, I think the news and the media like to sensationalize everything, and they're out to make a dollar, and they're going to make a buck any way they can, and I think this is a big way to do it. Unfortunately, it's politics.
Yeah, it's a sad reality of kind of our world and stuff that I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just if you see it in the perspective of the news, I mean, you can't really blame them for kind of showing the video, not showing the videos, but kind of jumping at the stories of these beheadings and massacres and stuff. Because I mean, it's all about ratings,
Well, yeah, it's all about.
I mean, if it
ratings, but
bleeds,
at
it
the same
leads. I'm
time-
sure that's why they kind of focus on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
The
I mean,
whole
that's what I'm saying.
spectrum
That,
of it, you know.
it's one of those that the only time that they ever focus on it is if there's death. If someone didn't die, well, it didn't happen to us. That's the way the news looks at it, and it's like, well, shouldn't you be more concerned about everything else that's going on? I understand that they're not going to show every time that someone's caught. They're not going to show every time someone dies. They're just going to show random numbers like, well, so many people died this month or today. And that's what they do. They're like, well, they generalize it so it's not as impactful on your view of the war. And I kind of feel like that war has gotten out of hand. We're spending so much money on what? I mean, Obama said that he's going to bring the troops back, and he has, he hasn't. And it's like it goes back and forth.
Guantanamo Bay is still open. 15
Did you guys see
trillion
that?
down the hole. 15, 16 trillion.
That new Vice kind of documentary they got. You guys watch that what is that
I do.
YouTube program Vice? They got a new one on Guantanamo Bay. It's pretty cool.
No, I haven't
Really?
seen anything about it.
You gotta
Yeah,
check that out.
no.
Well, what do you guys think about
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay? Do you guys think we should keep it open?
I don't think there's any justification for it. I don't know. Apparently, all the information that we got out of them wasn't accurate. It didn't help us catch Bin Laden. I don't know. Why do we have it besides we're doing horrible things to people without any reason to? I don't know. Due process,
Yeah,
right?
and when it comes to torture, I mean, these people, it's been proven that torture doesn't do anything except give you the information that you want to hear as the person that's torturing these people. They're gonna try to figure out what you want to hear and tell you exactly what you want, as opposed to giving you real, relevant, important information. They're in their minds, they will do anything to get out of the torture, which is, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, that's where I mean it kind of. That's where I guess we draw the lines on torturing and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no sympathy on these terrorists who attacked us and are trying to kill our people. But I mean, who are we really targeting? We're getting some innocent people in Guantanamo Bay that have nothing to do with these terrorist activities, and we're just fucking torturing them. Pretty fucked up. I mean,
Yeah,
sorry.
and I mean,
Yeah, a lot of
you're
innocent
with
people
it-
have died on both sides. It's
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
that's the unfortunate side of war. And I mean, if we look at it realistically, if these people really did something wrong that they deserve to be in jail and tried, okay, I am completely okay with, having Guantanamo house prisoners that actually did something. But if we're talking about people that are not, they haven't been taken to trial and they're being held indefinitely, there is no justice in holding them and not giving them the rights that every person should have. I mean, if you're just holding them indefinitely, saying, well, you're a potential terrorist and we've found that you had the potential to cause great harm to the American public, that's all they really need. And it's like, well, no, it shouldn't be. If you have something, okay, use it, try them, take them to court, and punish them accordingly. But don't go out and say, well, we're going to go ahead and pull you off of the street and pull you away from your friends and your family because we think that you possibly might do something. That is what I think is wrong.
Let's say you put it within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think probably like about, what was it, like 60 to 80 innocent people were being held there since Bush's time.
I haven't looked at the actual numbers, but I know that I've read about it, and I've read that a lot of these people were there for no real reason other than they were remotely affiliated or something kind of triggered someone in the FBI somewhere to be like, hey, or the CIA or someone, some entity flagged them and said, we got to pull them in. Why? We'll never know. They won't tell us.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. I think it'd be good to close that place down. My thoughts.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then another one would open up in its spot.
What? Open up a new spot?
No, I'm saying if they close down Guantanamo, then they'll just open up one in another area. Maybe like one that's secretive and stuff.
Assuming they probably don't have more open now that are completely secret.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They have these in Afghanistan. They call.
You know how I knew Robert? Because I am the real Robert.
Oh God! Anyway, go on, Vince. Keep talking. This guy's an idiot.
No, I mean they have black sites in like Afghanistan, Iraq, and areas like that, which they're technically areas that don't exist. And since they're technically not areas that don't exist, they don't have to abide by any laws, so they can do as they want with their captives, torture them, beat them up, even kill them if they want.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, well, I mean, if there's no reason to have them, why do you have them? Anyway, though, I think it's a good point. I mean, at this point, it's a good place to stop, and we kind of voiced our opinions, and we'll go from there. You guys had a lot, or we brought a lot to the conversation. Thanks, Vince, for coming on and talking about it too.
Yep.
And we'll see if we bring you on. If we have other topics that you'd like to talk about, maybe we'll bring you on some more. Now, Frank.
Add, like, and subscribe, amigos.
No. Yeah. So, there is my email address, robert@robertandfrank.com, and please support us at patreon.com/robertandfrank. Pay no attention to Frank because he is just, I think he's drunk. I really think something's up with him. So, but please.
I know Frank. I Roberto. Peace.
Hold on a second. Goodbye. Mute. Go away, Frank. We can't hear you anymore. So, I love being able to do that. Don't worry. You know what? Actually, I'm turning your video off too. Oh, nice. Perfect. See, that's all we get. Anyway, though, so you're back. I think.
Boobity.
Okay. You're back anyway. So if you guys enjoyed the limited show that we did, please support us, Robert and Frank, patreon.com/Robert and Frank. That's Frank
Ibarra.
Well, I just wasn't going to say your last name. I was just saying that's Frank. That's Vince. Thanks again, Vince, for coming on, and good night.
Bye, amigos. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.